exactly when I wanted to start. 12:59 p.m. Sunday afternoon, the 7th of July, 2024. The most important election of our lifetime. Aren't they all? Aren't they? Yeah. So I did check. Hammerhand is having a Sunday sermon tonight, 6:25 Central Time, 7:25 Eastern. Of course, the Hammer is now in Florida, so it's Eastern time zone. Oh my God. I just went outside. It's fucking hot. Holy Jesus. 90 degrees, 90, 95, 100. But, I don't know. I'm getting used to it, honestly. I guess you just become accustomed to it. Been here, 3 years, just over 3 years. So I guess you get used to it. But I had to go out and get some brewskis because I ran out of coffee. Oh my God. So, couple things before we get to the video. I don't think I told you this. I went to, what is the fucking place down the street? Valvoline, the oil place. And I've always complained about Jiffy Lube, especially. Sergeant Grinch is here. But I've noticed frequently, right? I mean, they're trying to sell you air filters, right? They're trying to sell you all this. I get it. They'll put it in. It's $15. Okay. But my air filter was perfectly fine. I knew it was perfectly fine, but I didn't get the words out in time to say, don't check it. I just replaced it. So she pulled it out, right? And it's perfectly clean. Looks good. Actually, it was a he this time. He pulls it out. It's perfectly clean. No dust, no dirt, nothing, right? It's brand new because it is brand new. I just put it in. Oh, God. Now, the woman next to me, she had like a truck or something. They pulled her air filter out. There was like a nest of mice or something in there. It was fucking hard. It was black and probably clogged up. Probably was affecting her performance, gasoline and all that stuff. Anyway, so they take the filter out. They show me the filter. It's brand new. I knew it because I just put it in myself, right? Okay, so they pulled it out. They put it back in, right? They said, your wipers are shot. So, okay. So I went and got wipers. They were $75 for 2 wipers. It's like, what the honestly? And so anyway, I noticed then the car didn't seem to be running quite right. It seemed to be a little, you know what I mean? A little, not quite as smooth, right? It's a Honda 2.4 liter, 4-cylinder, usually pretty smooth. They do make there's a fair bit of injector noise, but okay. But I know what the car is supposed to run like, and it wasn't quite running the same as it should be. And I was like, oh, shit. I wonder, did they close all the air filter things? Thought to myself. And, of course, hamster being lazy, I didn't look at it for like a week. Then I finally said, fuck it. Let me look at it. Sure as hell. They didn't clamp the third clamp on the thing, so it was sucking in raw air without the filter, of course, because why wouldn't it? So got that fixed up. Then I got a can of Royal Purple shit, threw it in a tank, and it's fine. Runs great. A lot more power, too. I recommend the Royal Purple or any of it. Seafoam's good, whatever. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Oh, my God. But, yeah, God almighty, can't they just do it right? I guess next time the thing is figure out how to change your own oil, you lazy bastard. Like, I can change oil. I just can't do it in the parking lot here at the apartment. But when I get my own house, I will change my own oil and my own filters and stuff. Oh, my God. There's another story I was going to tell. What the hell was that? I was just thinking of it. No, I can't. Must be the beer. Oh, yeah. This hurricane that's going on in Texas, coming in right at Houston. That's where it's going to make landfall. Right at Houston, Galveston, in that area. Beaumont, kind of there. That damn thing's coming here. Believe it or not. They've got it tracking through St. Louis in a couple days, Tuesday and Wednesday. And then it's going to get up to Mr. Hemi 4-speed country in Canada. So this is one of those that just kind of keeps on going and going and going. So everybody's going to get a bunch of rain probably. But I mean, that's, hurricanes. It's not going to be a hurricane when it gets here. It'll just be depressed. Riggs is here. Saunders has a story too, but he sticks to his chat. Oh no. Riggs, I know the Type R is a large acoustic cover over the injectors. Yeah, there's something, but it's just plastic. I don't think there's any acoustics there. But you can hear the injectors, click, 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 click. Man, what are you gonna do? It ain't back in the day, the carburetor, it was all quiet and shit. But I mean, if the injectors are noisier than the freaking engine, I think we're okay at this point. We don't have rods getting ready to fly out of the car. And that was another concern I had with the looking at that Indian Scout 101. The engine noise is louder than the exhaust noise. So I don't know what the hell that could be. It's got to be something. All right. Let's get to this video, shall we? This is from Now This News, I think. Where's the legislation that dictates men's rights? Can you think of anything off the top of your head, guys? Think of anything that you might? Any legislation that controls the way men can live their lives in this country? Nothing. Here, let me. Before we start that, let me go get a beer. I want beer, me. Oh my God, give me some beer. Ah, yes. Yummy. I mean, it's only a 2.5 minute video, so we got to make sure we have enough brewskis to get through it all. Oh my God. All right. But hamster, what happened to the water and the coffee? Fuck that. It's afternoon. It's time for brew. All right. So this fembot is going to whine about women. Oh my God. But man, there's something in there. I'm sure she talks about the patriarchy and all that other horse shit.
So we're seeing all this legislation that is taking away contraception, taking away a woman's right to choose whether or not...
Excuse me. I don't know what legislation is. Let me just... She says contraception. Is that true? Are any states trying to ban birth control? Maybe. I'm not aware of it, but that's kind of a stupid idea. If you want to prevent abortions, you might want to, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that's true, but go ahead.
So we're seeing all this legislation that is taking away contraception, taking away a woman's right to choose whether or not she wants to stay pregnant. So
she wants to stay pregnant. Well, that's I suppose that's one way to say it. Yeah. Okay. Legislation. You mean people in various states are voting, and in some states, voters don't want abortion. Okay.
So where's all the legislation that requires the person that was so irresponsible with their ejaculate?
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Legislation that requires the person that was so irresponsible with their ejaculate.
Okay. Let's let me break this out. Let me fillet this for a minute. So irresponsible with their ejaculate. So what does that mean, guys? You shouldn't have had sex, right? Because you're so irresponsible with your ejaculations. You shouldn't have had, right? Because you have no way out, right? Right? You irresponsible ejaculator.
That they got a woman pregnant. That
woman had no say in that either, though, really. No. Oh, she did. I see. So if the man shouldn't have had massive volcanoes of spunk coming out from his ball sack, she shouldn't have either. No, of course, that's not what we mean, is it? Oh, no. No. He shouldn't have had segs, but she can have all the segs she wants because, she's a female. And men have no reproductive rights in this country. So, excuse me, what? Go on.
They have to start paying child support immediately.
Yeah, there's no laws, though.
It has to pay for half of every expense that child will ever have.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that sounds like legislation that dictates men's rights to me. Is she pro or against? I'm not sure. She might be. It might be the other way. Although this is now this news, so I think we probably know.
For until that child dies, because parenting doesn't stop at the age of 18.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And it's mandated that if a man spucks his all over the place and a woman gets pregnant, she decides to keep the baby, he is on the hook by law, by legislation that dictates he shall pay for 18 plus years. So there's another one. Go on.
So where's that legislation?
What? The fuck are you talking about? Let's go back.
Has to pay for half of. They have to start paying child their ejaculate that they got a woman pregnant. That they have to start paying child support immediately, and it has to pay for half of every expense that child will ever have for until that child dies.
Well, I mean, certainly the child support thing is true. That is the law, or at least the policy. But in most states, yeah, if you're the father, you have to start throwing money. Yes, under the law. What if you don't want to have that child? What if I'm just not ready? If I have a child now, my career will be so impacted, so I can't do it. If you're a man, tough fucking shit. You shouldn't have had sex, right, boys? But of course, it's the women that are oppressed by laws and shit, right?
Because parenting doesn't stop at the age of 18. So where's that legislation?
It kind of exists already. Maybe she doesn't know. Maybe she's truly uninformed about this. Perhaps she's a woman. Why would she care, right? Oh, men have to do that? I don't give a shit. I'm a woman. Give me my abortion, damn it.
Where's the legislation that requires men to get a vasectomy if they don't want children yet?
Where's the law that say women have to get a hysterectomy or their tubes tied if they don't want to have children? Oh, that would be cruel, medieval. That would be against human rights, and it would be. But it's perfectly fine to even suggest that men have to have a surgical operation to continue to engage in just put your shoe on the other foot. If there were lawmakers, and there aren't, but say there's some Nazi somewhere that says, hey, if women want to have sex, they need to have their tubes tied. You think that person would get anywhere near a position of power? Fuck and no. But you seem to think it's okay for men. Yeah, I bet we got ourselves here feminist boys.
Should every man have to get a vasectomy when he's, 18 years old until he decides he's ready to have a child?
Should he?
Where's that legislation?
Because that would be against the human rights of people. And no politician would ever get this literally is Nazi kind of shit. All right? The Romas and the Jews over there, the homosexuals. So no, there's no legislation. There's no legislation requiring men to get a vasectomy before they have sex. And be careful what you wish for, sweetie, because that could backfire and blow up in your fucking face. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Because men, especially Christian men,
patriarchy,
do not see us as people.
Really? Christian men don't see women as people. Okay. Oh my God, man. I'm glad I found this one. This is some crazy ass shit, man. Oh my God. Oh no. Super turbo death shark. Sure, making men sterilize themselves. No. Forcing by the government. Does anybody? Yeah. Can you smell the Third Reich? and we, generally, as conservatives, evil white, Nazis, are accused of wanting Third Reich-like policies with Donald Trump. I would say forcing men to get fucking vasectomies by law is rather kind of Nazi-like. Do you hear what I'm saying? Do ya?
They see us as objects that
No, we see you as human beings, as women. Worshipped, for the most part. So what the fuck are you talking
one
about?
thing, and that's make babies. Objects.
Excuse me.
That do one thing, and that's make babies.
Well, here's the deal, sweetheart. The only human beings on this planet that can make fucking babies are women. Sorry. If you don't want to have a child, don't. But I mean, it's the reality of what the fuck do I even have to say here? Women are the only human beings that can have a child. Is this something you're unaware of?
You know what? And with Mike Johnson as the Speaker of the House.
Yeah. The evil Nazi Mike Johnson, Mike Adolf Johnson.
And all of these maggot idiots making our laws and legislations.
All of these MAGA idiots making laws. You mean at the federal level, where the Republicans barely have a majority in the House and do not have a majority in the Senate? Except once in a while when Joe Manchin wakes up and says, oh, yeah, that kind of sucks. The maggots. Are you talking about at the state level? Are you talking about maybe not everyone who disagrees with you is a fucking maggot? Maybe your ideas suck. Have you ever considered that? Of course not, because she's a woman.
We as women are screwed. So if you're on the fence about who you're going to vote for, if you're thinking about voting third party, fuck you, okay?
Yeah, fuck you. I just say one thing. Well, lots of things, but in this case, whom has to agree to have sex? Who is that? Is that the female? It is. Okay. So you can also choose to not. And if you happen to have sex and get pregnant, you can go probably in your own state to go get an abortion. You have half a dozen options, what you can do. Men have 0 options. None. And you're saying, what? What was that again? Men shouldn't have ejaculated carelessly. I see. Well, maybe she shouldn't have spread her legs. Oh my God, you hate women. You're a Nazi, maggot, Republican, commie. It's amazing the blindness, the lack of understanding. They don't even get it. Although this women, I hate when people do that. This woman did point out a couple things that are actually real child support, support, custody, whatever. But she believes she's oppressed because a couple of states somewhere you can't have abortions on demand up until 39 weeks or whatever the fuck it is. Oh my God, Missouri, you don't even know you're pregnant at 6 weeks. That's probably true. And I would agree. Maybe it should be a little different than that, but that's what the voters in Missouri have to say. And in Idaho, Texas, Alabama, whatever. If you don't like it, get people together and vote to change the law. I know it's an evil concept. You mean I actually have to do something? Yes. You have to convince the majority of people in your state that you should be doing things differently. And if the majority in your state doesn't believe that, that's more democracy in that.
A third party candidate is not going to win this election. We need a
no shit. Really? And we need what? Joe Biden?
Better system. Absolutely agree.
I do think she's kind of cute, though. I'd give her my volcano-like.
But you're taking away rights.
No, they're not. So, no. That would be a no. They're not taking away rights. The people of the states decide what they want to do in their own state. Just like my homies in Colorado legalized marijuana, 10, 15 years ago? Because they said it's not the fucking federal government's issue. I bet you supported that one, didn't you? I bet you did.
A third-party candidate is not going to win this election. You know,
speculating,
we need a better,
just, taking a stab at it.
System.
But I bet my stab is pretty correct. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely agree. But you're taking away rights from other women.
Nope. No, they are not.
And you know what? It's your vote, but it might be the last vote you get
because my democracy.
Because Donald Trump and the Republican Party have said that they are anti-democracy.
That would be no. But again, this is what you're looking at here. Modern woman. It's probably 25, just out of college, freshly minted, stupid person because she got a degree in bullshit. And here we go. Oh, my God. The Republicans said in this and Donald Trump and, oh, my God, Nazis and aliens and shit. Oh, my God.
You're taking away rights from other women. And
So what is it about democracy that you don't understand? That's why some people are not for democracy. That's why we have a republic in the United States. You know why? So everyone gets representing, know what I'm saying, in the presidential election. But in most other elections, it is a democracy. Dog catcher, city council person, state legislature, governor, 50% plus one. So if you want to change the laws in your state, get your people together that agree with you and say, hey, we need a change here, and make that 50% plus one, and you can change the fucking law. Here's the problem. Here's why the lefty lunatics didn't want you to vote on this topic, because they didn't have the support. Some states, certainly. California, Washington, New York, New Jersey, yeah. But some of them damn red states, they have Alabama and Mississippi and Louisiana, oh my God, Texas, they don't. Shocker.
And you know what? It's your vote, but it might be the last vote you get, because Donald Trump and the Republican Party have said that they are anti-democracy. Okay?
Okay, can you spell fear-mongering? I bet you can. I bet you can.
The Republican Party have said that they are anti-democracy.
Nobody has said that. You're fucking lying, or you're listening to some bullshit news outlet that's making shit up. Do you not understand that, sweetheart?
Okay? They want a fascist regime.
And you, not 2 minutes earlier, calling for legislation to have mandatory vasectomies on men. That sounds a little bit Nazi. Sounds a little bit like you want to sterilize people because of that. And Donald Trump and the maggot Republicans are fascists. God in heaven.
Period. And they are not being quiet about it. There's
oh God, there's one more.
Saying the quiet part out loud.
Yeah. They're not saying anything that you're saying. Not at all. Not even a little.
Here's how auto mechanics remove car scratches in just 90 seconds or less. This simple but brilliant trick is
Donald Trump is the fascist, but you advocate for having men sterilized by the force of the government at the end of guns. and then, yeah, we're the fascists.
Taking the U.S. by storm.
So let's start sharing our real stories regarding reproductive care.
Oh, goody. Yes. Oh, I was hoping. Or were you hoping? Yes. I have one beer here. Oh, yeah, we can go on. Okay. Sad face woman. Kind of cute. All right, what's your story?
Last year, I had a miscarriage, meaning
Well, it's terrible, sweetie. I'm sorry. That's awful.
I was having a miscarriage, but my body didn't register it.
Oh, okay. I'm not a doctor, but well, I play one on YouTube. That's terrible. I'm sorry that happened to you.
After finding out this devastating news, I had learned that my baby had passed almost 2 weeks prior and that I would need medical attention ASAP or this could turn into sepsis.
I mean, that's horrible. Anyone who goes through something like this is terrible. And so because of this woman's very sad story, I feel bad. I mean, it's horrible. That's why we have to make sure we keep 99% of the abortions that don't involve any of this kind of stuff legal. Right? Go on.
Which is life-threatening. I would need an abortion. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, if I'm sorry. Again, I don't want to sound like a heartless asshole here because I think there needs to be some leeway here. I don't know what that leeway looks like. I'm not a freaking lawyer. I'm not a legislature. But this hard nothing, right? But I mean, clearly, young lady, if your baby is dead inside of you, I don't understand how that could be a possible problem to you having that care given to you. I don't understand that.
Fortunately, due to hospital availability and an insurance nightmare, which we can go into another time.
Okay, so you had insurance problems in the hospital. Okay, there were some problems here that were not due to Donald Trump. In other words, sweetie, again, I'm sorry, but you put this out on the YouTubes. What you're saying is this horrible thing that happened to you had nothing to do with Roe or Trump. It had to do with your insurance and an available hospital. So what are we talking about?
I wouldn't be able to get this medically necessary abortion for 2 weeks.
Well, it's not really an abortion, though, is it? You know, I mean, I just feel like such an asshole. But I mean, if your baby, God forbid, passed away inside of your womb, not really an abortion, right? It's to prevent you from getting sick. So how did this happen?
Which again, remember, this is life-threatening.
Yeah.
So my doctor recommended I go to a women's health clinic. They were able to see me the next day and perform the procedure.
And thank God. Absolutely. Yes. But again, young lady, this is a corner case. Less than 1% of abortions. And again, I'm truly sorry for this because it's horrible, right? But I mean, I'm not sure where this goes with respect to Roe and Trump, but
I will never, ever, ever forget my experience there. I was treated with such kindness and compassion, and honestly, they had better bedside manner than my OB did.
And I mean, everybody is happy. Even the guys on this channel right now, everyone is happy that I feel dirty even talk about it, but I mean, the bottom line is you wanted this baby, the baby died in you. And if they didn't, it's just.
I'll forever remember the nurse who hugged me afterwards and took the time to explain the procedure. To this day, I can't help but think, what if I was in a state where abortion is banned, or what if it gets nationally banned?
Well, that's not going to happen. But again, honey, sweetie, I'm sorry. You didn't have an abortion. That's not an abortion if your baby is dead already, right? It's to, again, I don't even want to say it, but, you know, the thing is going to, Yeah, it could get you very sick or kill you. Not an abortion, though. It really isn't.
Lawmakers are trying to take away our access to reproductive care.
There is no one, and I can say this with confidence, there is no one in a position of power or anyone who wants to be in a position of power that would deny you the option to get your dead child removed from you before you die. Zero chance of that happening. It's not happening. I know what they're trying to do, conflate the one thing with the other, and this, oh my God, it's sad and everything. It is sad. It's horrible. I'm sure women, have this stuff happen all the time. I'm pretty sure the laws in Texas or Idaho or wherever, Missouri, it doesn't cover this. It doesn't cover this.
Including IVF, abortion, and birth control. We deserve to have a say in what we do with our bodies and how we plan our families. If you feel comfortable, I would love to hear your story about reproductive care access. Our stories prove we're not just a statistic or a hypothetical.
Hello.
Martin Sheen. Oh,
I'm Martin Sheen. I'm reaching out to you now, not as an actor, but as a concerned fellow American. In the few short years since...
Aren't you really Canadian, though? No, I don't. Anyway, getting back quickly to the point this woman was making. She said her child died in utero. There's no legislation that's going to restrict her from getting care to get that out of there. None. Zero. And if there is, fucking let me know. Because I would like to know who to vote against. Is that just stupid? The kid's dead. And the woman could die if that thing isn't taken out of there, because it's just, you know what I'm saying, right? I don't have to get too graphic, but yeah. You got something that's... Yeah, yep. So we should be thankful that under 1% of cases, under one, of brothers and sisters and the bad stuff, right? The criminal stuff, under 1%. 99% of abortion is for convenience. Everyone knows this. The numbers are out there. You can look it up. The chances of this woman with a dead child inside of her uterus, the chances of her not being able to get medical care to get that out of there because she could die are exactly zero. There is no chance that any hospital is going to turn this woman away for this reason. But again, I feel really bad that this happened to this woman. But this is not the way to go. Here's a 1 in a million thing that happened to me, and this is the reason why we need abortion on demand. No. It's the reason to vote for Joe Biden. No. This is why the MAGA Nazis. No. Go ask Donald Trump. Excuse me, Mr. Trump, Mr. President. Woman had a pregnant, baby died. You think she should? Yes. Yeah, take care of it. Anyone with a fucking brain, anyone with any humanity, empathy would say, yes, of course. We don't want you to die, sweetheart. Sorry about the baby. You can try again. So let's get that taken care of. Get you fixed up. Am I wrong? I don't think so. But they pull out these corner cases. And this one is a really, really crazy corner case, but I'm sure it happens. I can't imagine that a woman in this situation, say in Missouri, this state here, who has a baby dying inside of them, they wouldn't have access to take care of the issue. I really find that hard to believe. You know why? Because it's not happening. It's made up horseshit. You said it. She said it herself, rather. It was insurance problems and the hospital didn't have availability. It wasn't Roe versus Wade. It wasn't she couldn't get an abortion. Her insurance was fucked up. Now, that's another sorry situation, but that's not Trump. That's not the Republican Party. Sounds like a you problem, and I'm sorry about that, but you need to fix it. Get it figured out. And apparently, Planned Parenthood, I guess, whoever you went to, took care of it. And you're alive today, and thank God for that. But how they try to conflate this with on-demand abortion for convenience, I have no goddamn idea, but that's what they do. Anyway, boys, I have to make some lunch. You guys have a great day. Talk to you. Don't forget, Hammerhand, 6:25 Central Time on Hammer's channel. See you later. Bye.